Halloween is fast approaching. What police plan to do to keep crowds in the Castro under control.
And all eyes were on Candlestick Park 20 years ago when the earth shook. Tonight, some of the players on the field that day relived the '89 quake.
Complete Bay Area news coverage starts right now. This is the 10 o'clock news on KTVU Channel 2.
Good evening. I'm Julie Hayner.
And I'm Frank Somerville. A major ruling tonight in the Bart shooting case. The murder trial of former Bart police officer Johannes Mehserle is being moved out of Alameda County. A judge late this afternoon granted the defense request for a change of venue. KTVU's Rita Williams is here now with more. Rita?
Well, Frank, this is that 28-page ruling from Judge Morris Jacobson that he issued late this afternoon, moving the trial. The big question now is, moving it where?
Step to the side, please.
In it, the judge granted the defense motion, saying it's probable that Johannes Mehserle cannot get a fair trial for murder in Alameda County because of intense pretrial publicity, political turmoil, and a racial divide in this case. He also said if the trial were held here, some jurors, quote, are sure to be frightened, intimidated, and influenced by protest and by the possibility of more violence. That angered protesters who say it's their First Amendment right.
Everybody knows we have a right to hold a trial here. Everybody knows it happened here. So why wouldn't we have that right if it wasn't for racism?
There is a gag order in this case, but when I reached defense attorney Mike Raines this evening, he said, quote, I'm pleased the trial will not be held in Alameda County. I think the judge made the right decision that my client cannot get a fair trial here. But the attorney who represents the family of Oscar Grant, the man Mehserle is accused of killing, is concerned moving the trial might not be fair to the victim.
That's a real concern that the family has, that it would go to a county where the demographics are not similar, and that you can have a county that has limited number of African Americans or Hispanics, and therefore you do not get a good cross-section of the community as you would here in Alameda County.
As you see here, criminal cases in California are rarely moved to another county. No judge granted a change of venue in any case in the entire state last year. The big question now is, where will the trial be held?
We've got to come up with at least 3 courts that can accommodate the case.
Now, after the State Judicial Council provides the judge with the 3 counties willing to take the case, each side can state a preference, but the final decision is up to Judge Morris Jacobson, and that could be many months from now. Reporting live, Rita Williams, KTVU Channel 2 News.
Oakland police say they were prepared this evening in case the change of venue decision prompted an angry backlash from protesters, but all has remained quiet. Mayor Ron Dellums urged calm. His statement said, we have to remember the wheels of justice remain in motion. Johannes Mehserle will receive due process under the law and justice will be done. KTVU's Mike Meback has been gathering reaction. He's live now in Oakland with more. Mike?
Julie, there was some angry reaction here outside the courthouse late this afternoon. Emotions also strong, though, within the Grant family, who we spent some time with within just the last couple of hours. Tonight in downtown Oakland, a small crowd came together to watch photos of Oscar Grant. Their eyes focused on a slideshow filled with family pictures and stories about the 22-year-old father shot to death January 1st. And as the group watched, in the back of their minds, they all knew the murder trial will be on the move. Oscar Grant's uncle, Bobby Johnson.
We feel that this is a silent attack on our First Amendment right. Because we spoke, because the community spoke, because people cried out that there's an injustice that occurred, the case is being moved. What right is that?
Outside the courthouse where the ruling was handed down, there were no riots, no marches, no protests, but there were opinions, and they were strong.
It's been moved out of this county because there's an attempt to secure a more segregated, more prejudiced jury that would then let off the officer who murdered Oscar Grant in cold blood on videotape.
You can't tell me you can't find 12 people in Alameda?
Jack Bryson, who says his sons were on the Fruitvale BART platform when Oscar Grant was killed, says the ruling is ridiculous.
Don't believe it. It's not right. Just disappointed in the whole outcome, just it's like a slap in the face.
that we're going to get the justice.
Tonight, while family members inside this room are discouraged with Judge Morris Jacobson's ruling, they say they hope he doesn't ignore the obvious in his next big decision.
Since the trial is going to be moved, I think that it's only fair to have it in a county just as diverse as Alameda County.
Now we are hurt in the sense that we have to travel outside our county to a case that we should never have been involved in. We've been thrust into this, not by desire. We didn't want this. All we want is justice.
To keep them strong.
Oscar's uncle says no matter where the trial is moved, the Grant family will travel and will be there every day. Live tonight here in Oakland, Mike Meeback, KTVU, Channel 2 News.
And for more information on the Mehserle case, including the entire document on the change of venue decision, go to KTVU.com and click on the BART shooting tab near the top of the page.
San Francisco police this evening announced the arrests of 3 suspects in the beating of an aspiring actor on a minibus. 18-year-old